One of the things, and also related with AI, so we are planning to build a small team focusing on this direction because now, some people are spending maybe 30-40% of their time, but my next goal will be to build a team dedicated for that, and I believe that in the next 12 months, these LLMs will be acquisition. We are investing heavily in Instagram now, probably the third part, and where we are trying again, I can say, so participating in the events, so talking with people.
Today, my guest is Evaldas. Evaldas is a VP of Growth in Omnisend. Evaldas, welcome to my podcast. Thank you for joining me today. Please introduce yourself, Omnisend, and tell us what you guys do.
Hello, Pete. Hello, listeners. So I'm Evaldas from Omnisend. So we are email and SMS marketing solution for e-commerce business. So we are not new in the market. We are, playing here 10 years. We are, constantly growing, helping e-commerce businesses to do, perfect email marketing and retention marketing. We are saying we are second biggest players in the e-commerce marketing niche. We are, I believe, attacking Klaviyo, our main competitor, in a good way. They are helping us, to learn from them. We are pushing them as a competitor. So I believe it's a nice fight, and I am excited to be here today on your podcast.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Welcome again, and thank you very much for quick introduction. Yes, obviously we know it's extremely needed now to have that channel, two channels, because obviously you do email marketing, you do SMS marketing, which is growing, has been growing for the last few years.
Yeah.
There's no stopping there. We'll sure discuss that a little bit. And obviously you the Pepsi of the Coca-Cola, which is Klaviyo, right? So you that is tiny.
Nice comparison.
Exactly. So you can still play in the little bit more aggressive game against them. They cannot against you, but you can against them, right? Direct comparison in unwritten world of the marketing, right? Beautiful. Now, tell me about, why there is such a big need in the e-commerce space to really put those two channels now in your marketing retention. I'm not even talking about acquiring a new client, but even communicating with the clients that e-commerce stores already have.
So I believe, the biggest challenge for all e-commerce businesses. So we know that to get the traffic to your website, it's more and more expensive. So Meta, Google, they are constantly changing the algorithms. And, I am talking with our customers, our friends, which are, in e-commerce niche, and all targeting possibilities and prices. If we are comparing what status we had, 10 years ago, it was a different game. You are just putting money, ROI, from ads are very high, and you are doing great without any retention or trying to convert, unknown visitors in your website. So it was easier. So now the competition is very high. A lot of D2C brands are growing. All companies during the COVID time, they went to e-commerce. The boost was, crazy, and it was a really great time for us, if we are checking our growth. But the competition is, getting higher and higher. All people are smart. They know how to run ads. And then the challenging is coming. We know that if people are visiting your website, so it doesn't mean that they are going to leave in even the contact. I'm not talking, about buying any products and something. So it's a huge challenge, to convert them to first-time buyers. So here, where email marketing, a big help, because you need to offer something. Your unknown visitors to leave the email, because you to expect that they are going to sell immediately. So maybe 1.2%, but nothing else. But still, you are paying for the traffic. It doesn't matter. It's content marketing, Meta ads, influencers. You are paying for that. So you are getting bigger and bigger pressure to get their contacts. The next thing, we know that Meta, Google, they are talking about we need to respect privacy. Tracking, cookies tracking is more and more complicated. So definitely in the next 2 years, if we are going to talk, the topic will be the same. It's more challenging to reach the right audience. So email marketing, I believe that it will be a big boost in upcoming years. So it's nothing new, but while prices of ads are getting up, so email marketing will play, the bigger role.
Absolutely. And you're 100% right. And that's my experience as well. As we've discussed before the podcast, I used to, I spent years in e-commerce space and actually running and opening brands and Shopify stores. And even then, the cost of traffic was going up, and the number one solution was omni-channel, right, presence. Once I got pixels triggered, once I got the email, right, phone number, and we had to utilize this to make that second, third visit, which is actually converting at much higher rates, cheaper, much, much cheaper. Could you, for our listeners, because obviously when we say email marketing, people have different ideas, right? Can you just tell us about some automations, the best return on investment automations, even complicated, that you've seen in brands implementing Omnisend into their stores?
So, there's probably two different directions of these automations. So all of us, we know basic things like welcome emails, abandonment cart. It sounds pretty simple. Most of the brands, they are doing these things. And there's, we cannot lie, it's the most effective things to do with your email marketing. I'm not sure, how about you, but for example, I can see, in wife's lifestyle that she's, adding a lot of things to the checkout, but then she's waiting, reminders, specific offers, and she's buying a lot of things. And it works, all people understand, the marketing behind that, but this is, genius thing because it's simple and very, very effective. The same thing, with welcome emails. So people wants to get some interaction with your brand. They want to understand that, if they are doing something and, for example, subscribing or buying first time from your website, that the communication is happening. So if they, register, they want to get welcome email immediately because it really helps to create trust. If in this first step you are failing, so then why you need to put my credit card numbers on your website, because even you are not greeting me when I am joining your email list. So these two automations are top automations, generating the biggest revenue, etc. But at the same time, we see that many of our customers, they are taking other pre-built automations like back in stock, order confirmation emails, etc. Birthday greetings, some specific celebrations, and they are also getting really good results from these automations. So automation is big topic. At the same time, campaigns. Different beast. Okay, you're creating some specific offer, specific news. You are sending for targeted lists. Maybe you are doing some email segmentation based on that by geographical locations, etc. And you are just sending mass emails for the people. So again, you can read many comments in different groups that they are just spamming, etc., etc. So definitely, I don't support spam. Nobody likes spam meetings. But in general, if you are sending the right information and you have loyal audience, they are interested in your products. So these email blast campaigns, they are also performing very well. And we see from customer data that sometimes I'm shocked in a very positive way that if people, they have so loyal audience that they are creating, new design of the t-shirts, and 2,000 t-shirts are sold with one email. So it's really impressive when you are creating a good audience, you have a strong, interesting brand, and you know what's important for your audience.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is also, the big factor of like repurposing. Let's say you're doing influencer marketing, and my wife saw a handbag with an influencer, right? And then you catching that email and then phone number, right? Have opportunity to show another 5 influencers, unboxing experience, educate about maybe shipping times, returns, and so on, right? And that was impossible on that influencer post, maybe a picture, maybe a 10-second video, right? That's all the information you have. Just remind visually, maybe different angles. So this is fascinating. And obviously, everything is mobile first for e-commerce now. The traffic, if you run meta ads, probably short of 90%, it's now essentially pushed through mobile, right?
And we see this probably in our daily life. So, in the evening, I am taking my phone and checking the news and etc. on my phone.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's why that SMS marketing is now extremely important as well, right? I remember when I ran the first SMS campaign, it was back a few years ago, and it was only available in States, and we did Black Friday, and we prepped this campaign. When I saw the initial stats after 3 hours, I thought it was a glitch because it just looked unlike anything I've ever seen before. But then when I obviously broke that data down, 93% open rate, 48% click-through rate, and essentially just because people saw it, we've converted much more, because obviously it's all about attention now, right? And you have this. How are you global? In which countries do you support?
Yes, so we are global in SMS
Wow.
marketing, and of course we are not covering all countries,
Yeah.
but we are covering big part of the countries. We have
Amazing.
specific rates, specific suppliers for that, and yeah, this is one of our big feature.
Really, really cool. Now, I completely understand your product. Obviously, I hope we've explained this well. You've explained this well to our listeners. Let's talk about how do you approach finding new e-commerce brands, even maybe new shops, maybe someone that have already been on Shopify or in a different platform running. What's been working for you? Let's say since COVID, to really find new e-commerce stores that will use Omnisend.
Yeah, so if we are talking 5-6 years period, so definitely for all SaaS companies which are focused for Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, Wix, doesn't matter. So one of the important things are app marketplaces, because they very high intent in these marketplaces. But what I understood as a marketing lead of the team, that so you are limited. So if people, they have intent, they're searching for specific tools, you are in front of the eyes and you are going to make, sales. It's fine. But when you're reaching a specific level of revenue, so you need to add other user acquisition channels. And without that, these marketplaces, they have some limits, and then you can expect to have, the same growth which we had maybe 3-4 years ago. So it's a change. So the first thing, we invested pretty heavily in SEO and content marketing. And I can say that we were doing really great. And at some point, I even got a feeling that I understand a lot of things and I'm really good. But previous year, when we started to move to AI searches, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini started to play a bigger role. So I started to doubt myself. I understand that it's very clear that you need to learn some things again and understand that, the frameworks which we had, they are not relevant anymore and the game is different. Mm-hmm. So at the moment, we are really focusing on that, and later probably we can talk about more details of this direction. At the same time, the big topic, so it's, creator economy. We see a lot of content about that more and more people are doing these things. They are building their audiences and selling their services for different companies. So from the beginning of previous year, we started to invest pretty heavily in influencer marketing. I can be very honest with the viewers that in the beginning, our first experiments, they were pretty unsuccessful, I can say, because we were inspired by different B2C brands, how they are doing things. But when you are selling, software, the user journey is totally different. You cannot expect that, okay, you are doing some integrations with good influencers. They have very targeted audience and you see that there is a fit for you, but it's very clear that after just doing one collaboration, you are not going to get positive results. And we learned this lesson not in the most pleasant way. So later we decided, okay, we cannot just measure ROI of these activities in a couple of months because it's a long game. So I just spend, hours talking with other SaaS companies, how they're approaching and how they're measuring results. So it was totally new things for me, understanding how, this market is working. And now I believe that we are on the right pace. We are working with a bunch of big influencers. We see, the impact, what they are doing for our business. But here again, when you need to show the results and ROI for your stakeholders, so marketing attribution is a big topic. It's pretty complicated to measure these things. And if you're going to measure only directly revenue for, influencers as a channel, I have some big doubts in general if companies are, seeing positive ROI. You need to understand broader picture, what impact these influencers are doing for your brand awareness, how these collaborations are doing impact, for your different acquisition channels like direct, paid ads, and SEO traffic. So without the broader picture, I don't feel that you can clearly understand, the value of that. The same thing, we were running collaborations with pretty big podcasts and huge amount of them. If you are trying to understand what impact they are doing immediately to your registration numbers and sales numbers, so doesn't look good. Yeah. But when you are asking, new customers, where did you find about us? What was the first iteration? So then you are getting the feedback from them. Okay, I was listening to a podcast 6 months ago. Okay, in attribution model, you cannot identify these things. So these conversations or surveys for the customers are really important then to understand for me as a manager, and then showing the value for stakeholders, and getting approval that we need to invest more in these directions. So I believe that in this direction, still we are in the learning phase. It's pretty challenging, a lot of manual work. But for me, at the moment, it's very clear that with this direction, we can do a positive impact, for our brand awareness. At the same time, we are making sales.
Yeah. And from what you described, it's very clear to me, right? Obviously, you tested it, failed at the first approach, and then you was like, okay, how do we make it better? And a few months later, you were actually positive on this investment. And
if I can add, for me, I'm very disappointed about LinkedIn, where people are just celebrating that, everything was easy and we are doing great. Yeah. But when you are talking with these people, it's very clear that there is no easy way to win. And in the beginning, you are doing experiments. Mostly of these experiments are failing. But when you are starting new activities like influencer marketing, so for me as a manager, it was a pressure, because I got the feeling, okay, even small companies, they're doing really so great. So what I am missing? Yeah. But, I'm not missing anything. Yeah. I just don't overestimate the reality.
Yeah, and then you've got that question which you raised, the tracking this, right? Because obviously you would go to e-commerce influencer and he shows how to open a Shopify brand and start an online business, right? And you will give them a personalized link, and all the tracking is there, and you think you can track all the sales. But it doesn't work like this, right? It's not a dress that your wife clicked on, and she's not going to Google dress because she'll never find it again, right? Later, she needs to click on that link and purchase. With this is they educating the entrepreneurs how to, extract a little bit much more actually revenue from the visits. But then later may upgrade their account. They may actually start looking and they remember, oh, that guy said Omnisend is the one that he uses, so I'll use that. But they've been already educated, right? And so you need to take a look at the spikes at accounts upgrade. Spike maybe at Google searches for the particular, right? Because that's going to be linked. They doing as much as they can, but that doesn't mean that someone's going to click and sign up straight away in this world. It not necessarily works like this, right? Beautiful job, a fantastic job you're doing there, I have to say. Now, I would like to touch a little bit more about the AI searches, if you don't mind, please, because it is very new. I've actually just heard it once from someone tackling this, and we know that actually quite a lot of people do search a lot of things like we used to do. Not used to, but like it's expanded to what Google is with steps. So how do you approach this? Is that in terms of SEO, I take it's not paid ads, right? What's the workflow there?
So probably in the beginning, I would like to share, a funny story and some failures while planning 2024. So, we had a very clear plan. We have, I believe, top-notch SEO frameworks. We know how to boost our traffic, and we decided, okay, this year we are investing in this direction. We are adding more people. We are increasing the budget for content creation, content promotion. Everything will be fine. So we started to implement the plan. Got more people, increased the budgets, etc. And then after a couple of months, AI changes happened. And you are still pushing, by the old practices, how you were doing things, but you see that, okay, now I feel lost. Something changed. So we identified that, okay, if we are going just to repeat what we were doing pretty great, for 3-4 years, we are going to be stuck. So the first thing we identified in our Google Analytics, that people started to come from ChatGPT, but you don't have any data. Why, what keywords they are using, etc. So we decided with the team that, okay, we don't know anything at all about that. And we are going to make our hands dirty and start to analyze, by our keywords, what answers ChatGPT and other LLMs they are providing. So it was, pretty manual job, just Google Sheet, 2 monitors, and you are typing different keywords, getting information, what content appears in these recommendations in ChatGPT, Gemini. So pretty soon we understood that, they are getting data from top articles and doing recommendations from articles which are visible in Google, Bing, etc. So it was very clear for us that it's like SEO game, but it's with additional layer. So we really focused on appearing and making partnerships with these sources. And it's nothing new compared with, SEO link building activities. So yeah, it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
But with LLMs, the results, they are changing so fast. Okay, 1 week you got some resources, list of 10 articles. The next week, okay, new articles and 20 articles, different articles. And still at the moment, there is no clear, framework how to attack these things. It's really like Google Sheets. I believe this is one of the best tool for marketers. So still we are using that and trying, to build a huge list of different questions which can be asked by our potential customers and leads. And we are trying to appear in these searches. But, the biggest challenges, so Google, they are trying, to replicate these things, and they are focusing on AI overview now in search results. So again, we are learning a new thing. Now we got these situations when you improved your visibility in Google search, you are in first position by specific keyword like SMS marketing. Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing happened, you are losing traffic. Because Google are showing you in AI overview answers from your content, but people, they don't need to click on that.
Yeah.
And then there is a very strange feeling. You think that you are doing a great job, numbers of impressions are going up, but yeah, you are getting less clicks and less registrations. So this is a big challenge. We are learning how to communicating this to stakeholders, how to communicate and keep the motivation of the team. And we need to adjust, our understanding. We are aiming, for the first position, or maybe now the second is the best one. So this is a big change in the mindset. And I don't expect that it will be easier, No. A lot of SEO tools, they are talking that, it's just, a trend. And as you know, with all the trends, it's temporary. But this time I believe that I see some people, they are using phones and they are not typing searches in Google. They are typing to ChatGPT. And I believe the percentages will grow. People will read less because now a lot of content on Google search results, they are very long form content. And you are pretty tired to read, everything. Yeah. You just need a couple answers and you need to spend 10 minutes of reading. And the ChatGPT is really solving this problem. So I don't expect that life for SEO people will be easy in upcoming years. They need to learn and evolve pretty fast.
Yeah, but you're pioneers in the new way. But I 100% agree. I've started using Google like this. I ask a question, it surfaces at the top. I don't click because I don't need to. Obviously, there is a link, I'm pretty sure, 3 clicks and I'll land on where you want me to land, but I don't need to, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be a big, big challenge and people are not going to go back. If that's going to stay, people are not going to go back. And I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the page and click to find the same in the middle of the article. It's not going to work. So obviously, a few more challenges. Absolutely, absolutely fascinating how you approach, right, that traffic for yourself and new business acquisition. So, essentially, I hear it's quite a lot of educating of your prospects through the influencers, through the articles. Even now, you are the first person that took that seriously, actually, AI searches. That I've had conversations with hundreds of people over the last year, and you're the first person to actually explain and the steps that you took and the challenges. So thank you very much for this. And it's going to be the future, right? Honestly, that's how people are going to interact. We know the ChatGPT changes weekly these days, right? Updates and how easy it is to communicate with this.
And the quality of information, in the beginning, it was a pretty chaotic, you are getting random answers, but the speed of the improvement, it's crazy.
Yeah. And tell me if there is any changes in your approach for, let's say, next 12 months, right? Is there some discussions within the team of, we need to test this, we need to definitely give this a go, or in your approach?
So one of the things, and also related with AI, so we are planning to build a small team focusing on this direction because now, some people are spending maybe 30-40% of their time, but my next goal will be to build a team dedicated for that. And I believe that in the next 12 months, these LLMs will be acquisition channel. They will be so big that we are going to have in dashboards that, okay, it's a new acquisition channel and what we can do, to increase the traffic from them. So at the moment, what's important to mention, we see pretty high conversion rates. because they are providing relevant information as you mentioned. So definitely this is one of the things, more push for AI and building a dedicated team for that. The same is going with influencers. So we are investing heavily in Instagram now. So we see that it's not very intuitive that, okay, B2B, you can make sales on the Instagram, but we identified, a good amount of our ICPs influencers. We started the collaboration and we see that they are bringing registrations. Still, we are in the learning phase. We need to reach the scale, but this is a direction where we are heading. And probably the third part, and where we are trying again, I can say, so participating in the events. But this time we are not focusing on the huge events. We are focusing on 300-500 people participating there by doing presentations, talking with people. So this, and I feel that when we were doing these things maybe 6-7 years ago, so we as a company, I believe at this point we were too small, but now we have high quality product. We are more visible. So now the feeling and ROI of these events are different. So probably these are main things where we are going to focus. And of course, AI is the biggest topic. And not only in marketing as an acquisition channel, but how to improve our daily tasks. So I believe that this also will be a boost in human resources.
Absolutely amazing. And I wish you all the best with this. It sounds like a fascinating plan as well. I'm so excited for you just to really be pioneers in that AI search space and really to be super visible there. Now, if our viewers would like to find out a little bit more about you, Omnisend, and what you do and SMS marketing, why they should try, where should they go to find out more?
So definitely, I would recommend to visit Omnisend blog. We are creating a lot of good educational content. Now, also we are publishing a lot of content on our YouTube channel. We built a team previous year, and even our existing customers, they are going there, to improve their automation segments. So please visit our YouTube and omnisend.com to get more information.
Thank you very much. We'll leave those links below for anyone interested. Listen, thank you very much for joining me today and sharing all about your biz dev and the growth and the importance of email and SMS marketing and how the world is changing in this respect. So super grateful for this. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.